So let's get settled. Find a blanket or a couch cushion or a pillow, anything that you can find to lift up your hips. So you want to lift up your hips and make sure that your hips are in line or at least higher than your knees. That's what we are looking for. So if you want to sit up tall, that's great. So some of the ways that you want to find the comfort is being able to find the heaviness in your pelvis. So you're allowing the weight of your body to settle down. Become aware of your sits bones. Become aware of the buttocks in contact with the seat or the floor under you. Lift up through your low back. So you're not slouching in your low back. So you're sitting up active, you're sitting up awareful. Send your spine back in space to bring your torso in alignment with your pelvis. Send your neck back in space to bring the crown of your head in alignment with your heart. Heart in alignment with the center of your pelvis. Begin to tap into a nice, long, deep breathing. Let each breath be long, warm, awareful, and it's okay if it's audible. Close your eyes and allow yourself to settle into the next 60 minutes or so. As you continue to soften through your breathing, keeping your eyes closed, join your palms together close to heart center. Take a deep breath in. A nice long breath out. We'll begin by chanting Om 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Continuing on with our invocation, breathing in. Sahana vavatu, Sahanau bhunaktu, Sahaviryam karavavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu, Mavid vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly and gradually bat your eyelids open and slowly bring yourself to using your blanket. So if you have a blanket or a couch cushion, open them up so you're not like too high. Make a nice padding along your yoga mat. Spread your knees wide so your knees are almost to the width of the yoga mat. So you're opening up through your legs Sit back on your heels. So we won't be here too long. Reach your arms out. So you're reaching your arms out. Allow your forearms to rest. Your palms are resting, wrists, forearms, elbows, and allow yourself to lower your head down. Rest your forehead on the mat. Go as far as the body allows. The weight of the body is equally distributed along your hips, along your thighs. Very little weight on your arms and shoulders. Beautiful posture called Balasana. As you open up through your legs, as the upper body folds over, begin to notice the softness, surrender the weight of your body to the floor. So you're not holding back anything. This is a very passive posture. Let the weight of the body be surrendered to the floor. Continue to breathe comfortably. Let each breath be long, full, deep. And slowly and gradually, pressing into your forearms, gradually make your way back up. Now, if you have sensitive knees, feel free to use blankets. If not, then you can move the blankets out of the way. We'll begin our session with, again, our tabletop. Spread your fingers like starfish. Arms are shoulder distance apart. Feet are hip width apart. Find this nice flat back. Drop your navel, lift up through your chest, lift up through your tailbone. Exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, rounding through your upper back, rounding through your mid back, creating space between individual vertebrae. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Now we'll do a small variation of the same posture called Anahata Asana. So here again, lower down to your forearms and allow your head to lower down, forehead resting, and allow the heart to melt. Go as far as the body allows. Try not to muscle your way through these postures. Your hips are still high above your knees. Very effortless posture, nothing very complicated. You're lowering your head, so your head is under your heart. That is as simple as this posture. Not trying to be more complicated than that. Let go of anything you're holding on to. Allow the next 45 minutes or so to be an effortless surrender. How can you do something? How can you put yourself into a state where you're actively surrendering yourself? Pressing into your palms, pressing into your forearms, slowly and gradually make your way back up to a tabletop position. Now, adding a little bit more spice into our practice here. Press away from the floor, walk yourself towards the front edge of the mat. Keeping your left knee on the mat, reflect your right leg, point your right leg back. Sole of your right foot facing towards the back wall, and then reach your left arm up. Left fingers pointing toward the front of the room, right leg reaching back The right arm and the left knee on the floor are super active in creating the stability in this posture. Firm up through your navel. We will be here again and again. Exhale, come back. Bring your left arm down, right knee back down. Slowly, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Side your left leg back. And then, using the inside of your left thigh, lift up through the left leg and reach your right arm out. Relax your right shoulder blade so you're not pulling your right arm off that shoulder socket. Press away from the floor so you're not collapsing into your chest. If you find yourself collapsing, firm up through your navel. So you draw your navel up and in towards your spine. Very effortless, simple posture. Notice how much of trembling, shaking is happening here. This is all good. Exhale, go ahead and lower your right arm and left knee back down. Slowly and gradually curl your toes and press yourself into plank pose. So we've learned the plank, so we'll begin to exercise our understanding of plank. Arms are shoulder distance apart. Remember, the elbows are soft, shoulder blades down and back. Spike your heels back, so you're pretending that you're propping an imaginary wall behind you. Lift up through your chest, heart radiating to the front of the room, finding the strength. Notice that your hips are high, not drooping. If you're drooping, engage through your quads, engage through your hips. Slowly and gradually lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your arms by your side. Inhale, lift up through your head. Back of your neck is long. Collarbones wide. Shoulder blades down and back. Finding your Shalabhasana. Exhale, lower your head, rest your forehead to the mat. Bring your forearms in front of you. We'll wake up the body before we want to soften it. So, coming into Ardha Bhujangasana. Arms are shoulder distance apart, palms face down. Your elbows are directly under your shoulders. Inhale as you lift up through your sternum. Peel your navel off the mat. Legs parallel to one another. Nice deep breath in. Make yourself comfortable in this posture. Can you effectively squeeze your navel up towards your spine, allowing yourself this separation of your lower abdomen from the floor? Exhale as you gradually lower your head. Come back to tabletop position. Curl your toes, sit back on your heels, and make your way up towards the top of the yoga mat. I'm going to turn to face you. Bring your feet hip width apart. Keep your ankles soft, knees soft, hips mobile. Arms by your side. So this is your hip points for today's understanding. This is your hip points today. So if you have more athletic body, you may be able to feel the crust of your pubic bone here. So this might be, you should be able to see. If not, that's okay. So if you can find that, make sure that hip point is facing the front at all times. Arms by your side. Inhale, reach arms up, palms meet, heart rises. Exhale, press the air away. Create your own resistance. Bring your arms gradually by your side. We'll continue to add a little bit more into that. Inhale, reach your arms up. Palms meet, heart rises. Exhale, press the air away. Create your own resistance. Bring your arms by your side. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, create your own resistance. Reaching your arms up and gradually bring them down is actually activating to your cardiovascular system. We'll add a little bit more spice to that. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms meet. Listen carefully as you send your right arm forward, left arm back. Soft twist to your left side. Keep your hip points facing the front, arms reaching front to back. Energy pulsating through your fingers. The next inhale, unwind, reach your arms up. Face the front of the room. Exhale. This time, send your left arm forward, right arm back, rotating your torso, allowing the heart to shine to the right of the room, hip points facing the front. Allow the shoulders to soften. The next inhale, reach arms up, keeping your knees soft. Exhale as you fold. Now, as you fold, generously bend through your knees. Clasp your opposite elbows and fold. Go as far as the body allows. Slowly transition the weight of your body towards the toes and the mounds of your feet. So as you surrender your weight of your body, allow the head to feel heavy like a bowling ball. Relax your neck, relax your forehead. Let go of your arms, let the arms dangle in front of you. Continue to breathe comfortably. We're not trying to reach anything. My fingertips touch the floor, but if yours don't, doesn't matter. Continue to lift up and create space in your pelvis, allowing the torso to fold over. With the next inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Find your flat back. Find your figure 7. Bring your hands to your hips and make your way up to a nice standing posture. So last week, we spent a lot of time understanding how to awaken, how to activate a body that's resting. For this week, we'll use the exact same opposite. We will use a series of forward folds to unravel the secret of how to rejuvenate the body, relax the body, de-stress the body by using forward folds. So this is exact opposite. This practice is wonderful if you are to do it in evenings. If you had a stressful day, these series of postures are great for a evening practice, where if you want to unwind after a hard day's work. So come back. So if you have a block, go ahead and use them. If not, you have to improvise. For today's session, use 2 blocks and place them on either side of your feet. You can use a piece of furniture. If you have a step stool, if you have books, anything that works, great. If you have garden bricks, those are also fine. Inhale, find length, and exhale, fold over. So find a length that works for you. Plant your palms on those blocks and allow the head to get heavy. Bend your knees generously. Surrender to the forces of gravity, meaning you are not muscling your way into this forward fold. So you're letting gravity draw your upper body down. So your upper body begins to feel heavy. Your head feels heavy like a bowling ball, feels like 10 pounds hanging off your neck. Now, if you have that range of motion, slowly and gradually hold your big toe with your peace fingers. So I'm going to show you what this one looks like. So you're having your thumb, index finger, and the middle finger. Make a claw-like grip with your 3 fingers and hold your big toe. Your thumb on top of the nail of your big toe and the index finger and middle finger wrapping the base of the big toe. Bend your knees generously and draw your torso down towards your feet. Go as far as the body allows. This is not a competition. This is not a challenge. This is allowing you access to different sensations. As you continue to create space in your pelvis, notice gravity becomes your best friend. Slowly and gradually unwind. Bring your hands to your shins. Find your flat back. And slowly and gradually make your way back up into a standing posture. So, for today's session, we will begin by understanding the importance of, come down to your knees for a quick moment, and we'll understand some basics about what we are going to practice today. So today we'll learn about what is called as the downward facing dog. It's the single most effective posture in the entirety of yoga asana. This posture is considered to activate through all the 7 chakras in the body. Every energy center, all the way from the base of your spine to the crown of your head, is activated by the singleton posture. There is only one other posture that does that, and that's called Shavasana. So only 2 postures in the entirety of the yoga asana allows you a full-scale activation of every energy center in the body. The body is in the shape of an inverted V. So the body comes into a V, hips are pointing up towards the skies, and arms are shoulder distance apart, feet are hip width apart. I'll demo this, we'll work on this together. So depending upon where you are with your hamstrings, with your hips, every downward facing dog to begin with will look very different. The intent of this posture, the real intent of this posture, is to allow you to lengthen through your spine. So pretend your spine is like a elastic band or a rubber band, and you're able to stretch through that. But for you to be able to stretch through that, you have to have one end anchored. Then only then the stretch happens. So that's kind of the intent here. And the same thing happens with the legs as well. So you're lengthening through your legs. Lengthening doesn't mean you have to have an end game in goal, right? So you can continue to stretch, and that stretch becomes more and more over a period of time. So as the body comes into this inverted V, you will be able to allow the head to be below the heart. This is a very powerfully relaxing posture, and this is very heavily used in active sessions. So here is how downward facing dog looks like. So bring your arms shoulder distance apart, palms are open. Plant the mounds of your palm and your heel of your palm firmly into the floor. Make sure your index finger and the thumb are firmly planted down. So that's the basics of the downward facing dog. Arms are shoulder distance apart, and send your hips back. So you're creating more and more space. Body comes into an inverted V. My heels are almost close to the floor, not necessary that they have to touch. If your heels are high, that's okay. For today's session, bend your knees generously. So drape your torso over your thighs and find this inverted V shape. Relax your head, relax the back of your neck, and find comfort and stability in this posture. Go as far as the body allows. The important part is to press the floor away with your arms. So if you let that go, you may find yourself to be too engaged in this posture. Hips are still pointing high above this, towards the point in the ceiling. Now, if you feel this is too overwhelming, go ahead and come down to your knees, spread your knees wide, sit back on your heels, and reach forward and down. This is your resting posture. If that downward dog feels too intense or too overwhelming, this is your resting spot. So this is 2 postures that allows you to work through forward folds. So I'm going to take a pause here, and then we'll work with how you are working through downward facing dog. So in the practice of downward facing dog, I'm going to stand back up. So in the practice, this is your hip crease, right? The place where the top of your thighs meets your pelvis. This part is very important. Keeping this soft and keeping this healthy is a very important part in understanding forward folds. Being able to fold over is all about this hip creases. Okay, so if this part is being too rigid and tight, you'll never be able to fold over to a point where you can really extract that benefit out of that. Couple of things that what you want to do is notice when I'm demoing the posture, notice the angle of my arms. Look at if you had a geometric protractor, I want you to notice how the arm is angled against the floor under my palms. This angle is a very sharp angle. This is not vertical, absolutely not vertical. We are not in plank pose. Plank pose, this becomes vertical. But in down dog, this is a nice 45-degree up degree. Okay. Similarly, the legs are at a 45. So the body is forming a nice inverted V shape. Okay. More importantly, flexing through your hip creases is a very big part. If you are being very conservative with your hip creases, you will create a shape which is more horizontal. You won't be creating this shape. You'll be more here, right? So this is the point that you're going to be. Watch the downward facing dog one more time. Arms are shoulder distance apart. You are actively pressing into the floor. That's the using of Newton's third law of motion. Notice the angle of my arms. They are at a very 45-degree angle. Draw your chest down. Continue to lengthen through the spine. Remember that elastic that we talked about. Relax the back of your neck. Actively keeping that leg engaged, chest is open, shoulder blades are down and back, creating this exacting shape by pressing into the floor and slowly anchoring through your heels. As you continue to be here, allow the heart to melt towards the floor so you're not holding back. Keep that back of your neck so your ears are in line with your biceps. So this allows you that perfect shape. Over a period of time, you can slowly bring your heels down and press your thighs back. So this is the shape that we are working towards. Notice that the part is, this is not a resting posture to some extent. To begin with, as a beginner, this feels very intense, right? This feels very hard, very difficult. But remember that when you are in a vinyasa class, downward facing dog is a restorative pose. It's a pose where you catch your breath. That means you feel comfortable in that posture. So let's all go back into downward facing dog one more time. I'm going to come around and help you guys. And slowly and gradually take a deep breath in. Make your way back up. So for the next session, for next part of it, we will work on using and understanding your strap. So I have a strap here. Many of you may have a strap. If you didn't get the strap, it's still in the process of being shipped to you. So we'll just have to be patient about it. So this is an 8-foot strap. This is, in my classes, this is a mandatory prop for all my classes. 8-foot strap with a double D metal ring. This is very important for me. And it's a very valuable tool. There is no two ways about it. If you have a blanket, place the blanket at the back of your yoga mat. Sit up tall. Now, when you're having the blanket, make sure the curved edge, remember this is the curved edge, not the open edge. This is the open edge, not the open edge. Like you're sitting on the curved edge, sit at the edge of the curved side of your blanket. Sit to a point where your hip, your tailbone is back and you're leaning forward. So you're not slouching. So this is not what we're sitting. You're sitting up tall, flex through your feet. So your toes are curled back. Keep your knees soft. If you have a strap, go ahead and wrap the strap around the ball of your feet. Okay, you can be here. If you don't have this, you can use a towel, or if you have a dupatta, you can use that. Scarf works, belt works, whatever works. So if you can do this, this is great. So rise out of your low back, inhale, length, and exhale, lean forward and down. Walk yourself towards the strap. So make yourself shorter as you continue to draw yourself down. So you can be here. As you soften through your hip creases, draw your chest down. Go as far as the body allows. Relax your shoulders. Relax your shoulder blade. There is a tendency for that shoulder blades to hike up towards your ears. I invite you to draw your shoulder blades down and back, bend your elbows, and then reach forward. Crown of head lengthening towards your toes. Slowly and gradually unwind and release your strap. You can take the straps out of the way. So this is how to use a strap in Paschimottanasana. This is a powerful posture. These postures are introduced earlier on so that you get comfortable with them and you gain the benefits of these. Bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet to touch. I'm going to turn to face you so that you can see what I'm talking about. Bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees wide. Now, if you have tight hips, you may be hiked up here, but that's perfectly fine. You can always place a blanket or a couch cushion around your legs to support. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, leading with your heart, not with your head. So you're not pushing your head forward, but leading with your heart. Inhale as you lean forward and down. Maintain a nice flat back. Slowly and gradually journey your way down towards your toes. Continue to lengthen through the insides of your thighs and shortening through your hips. Slowly and gradually go as far as the body allows. It's not important where your eventual shape will look like, as long as you can find stretch and lengthening in your spine, lengthening along your hamstrings. In a few years of practice, you'll be able to bring your forehead to your toes. Tuck your chin into your chest. And slowly and gradually unwind, come back to center. We'll add a little bit more practice to the session. Stretch your left leg long. Bring the right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Remember to flex through your foot. Keep your left knee soft. Rise out of your low back so you're not slouching. Fingertips to the sides. Inhale, reach up. Remember this grip where your thumbs are clasped, but your fingers are spread open. Inhale, reach up. Armpits facing forward. Length along your spine. Exhale, lean forward and down. Go as far as the body allows. Fingertips reaching for the toes. It's okay if the fingers reach the ankles, shins, knees, wherever they land. Keeping that left hip crease soft, lengthen, crown of head lengthening towards your toes, fold forward towards your left knee. Tuck your chin into your chest and slowly and gradually Unwind, come back up. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Stretch your right leg long, left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Sit up nice and tall, flex through your right foot. Keep your right knee soft, fingertips to the sides. Inhale, reach arms up, clasp your thumbs, spread your fingers. Inhale, length. Exhale, reach forward and down, fingertips reaching for the toes. Go as far as the body allows. Keeping your right hip crease soft, fold. Tuck your chin into your chest and slowly and gradually come back up. Unwind, stretch your legs, shake them out. For the next posture, slide off of your blanket, so you don't need the blanket. Sit up tall. Keep your left leg long and bring your right foot over and across your left thigh. So you can choose to be here. Make sure your right big toe and the right heel are firmly planted down on the floor. Bend your left leg back. So I'm going to turn to face you. This is how I am positioned here. So my left leg is folded back. My right big toe and the right heel are firmly planted down. Right arm reaches up and then place the right fingertips behind your low back. Now this time reach your left arm up and wrap your left arm around the right knee. A lot of complication between left and right here. So be very watchful. If this left arm wraps your right knee and look over your right shoulder. This is a powerful twist. Upper body is rotated to the right, lower body is ringed to the left. Maintain length in your spine. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale as you unwind, come back to center, uncross your legs. So unwind your left out, uncross your left, right. Let them go. So Adho Mukha Svanasana is basically thinking of your body as a washed cloth, and you wring it. So when we wring it, you do it in the opposite direction. One part of the cloth turns one way and the other part turns the other way. So that's exactly what you're doing. So stretch your right leg long and bring your left foot across. Make sure your left big toe and the left heel are firmly anchored down. Bend your right leg back. Sit up tall. This time, reach your left arm up and bring your left fingertips behind your back. This is just a reminder to keep your spine long. Next, reach your right arm up. Wrap your right arm around your left knee and rotate and look over your left shoulder. Gradually unwind, come back to center. Counter twist to the other side. Come back to center. Uncross your legs. Stretch them out. Slowly and gradually, lie down on your back. Draw your knees to your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Keep your knees to your chest. Reach your arms out, hold the outsides of your feet with your fingers. Open your legs wide. Allow the soles of your feet to shine up towards the skies. This is called Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. Wonderful way to open up through your groin muscles, lengthen through your hamstrings. Relax your shoulders. This is a passive posture. So you're tapping into the maximum benefit with minimal effort. As you exhale, bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees wide. Using the support of your hands, gradually lower your feet to the floor. Knees are still wide. So now in this posture, you may find that your low back is arcing. So I invite you to lift up through your hips, reposition your low back so that your low back is flush against the floor. Bring your sacrum to neutral. Sacrum is the inverted triangle between your buttocks. As you lengthen through that, allow your insides of your thighs to lengthen. Surrender to the forces of gravity here again. Not putting any more effort beyond what is just needed to come to the initial part of this. And slowly and gradually, using the support of your hands, gradually bring your knees to touch. Slide your left leg long and draw your right knee to your chest. Flex through your right foot. Squeeze your right thigh into your lower abdomen. Slowly and gradually let go of your right leg and draw your left knee into your chest. Slowly and gradually slide your left leg long. Slide both your legs long. Allow your legs to be wide, wider than your hips. Feet falling to the opposite sides, arms by your side. Place the entire weight of your body to the floor. Let go of all your efforts. Begin to wiggle your toes, fingers. Become aware of your conscious breath. Keeping your eyes closed, roll over to your right side and slowly and gradually make your way up to a nice, comfortable seated position. Let's join our palms together close to heart center. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. We'll end today's session with sounds of peace. Breathing in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste.